Hey, what's going on everybody? Welcome back to Broku no Hero, and today we have a very important video revolving around Black Clover and the newest chapter, chapter 196, which revealed the true plans of the demon inside of this story. So guys, of course this is going to feature manga spoilers, literally up to the newest chapter that just released yesterday. Read the damn manga. You don't read it on Viz. There's many other ways to read it, but please seriously go read it because this will have manga spoilers and you should just read the manga because the manga is absolutely amazing. So based off of last chapter, we saw that Ron, which was the third elf with Patri and Raya, was something else, potentially, besides an elf, and that he had betrayed the elves. And he actually blew a hole open through Raya's stomach. Now, it turns out that in this chapter, that Ron actually was potentially a demon, or a demon that possessed a body, and that he slipped into the elves' side. This is stated by Raya. How and when did Ron slip in? Making it seem like that Ron maybe wasn't an elf, or wasn't having an elf that where the other elves knew much of his backstory, and he just slipped into the elves. And Ron capitalized on the two four-leaf grimoires meeting, and that's the first Wizard King and Lit. And because of that, he manipulated this to create the five-leaf clover grimoire, which was the grimoire of despair. So he tricked the humans into attacking the elves. Now, basically it seems like he gave them their location and then the item to steal the elven mana for themselves. Now, don't necessarily know what else he said, because even if he did tell the humans where the elves were and gave them the item to steal mana, it still would technically be the humans' fault and they would still be evil. And it doesn't seem like they would be tricked into doing it, because if they were tricked, it would be like they were being manipulated into doing it. So I have a feeling that he also told them the elves were going to attack them, or were planning to attack them, or something like that. So he had them do this, had them steal the mana of the elves for themselves so that they could be pretty much wiped out by the humans. So now we have for sure confirmation that the first Wizard King did not betray the elves. It was not the first Wizard King, he was innocent. And because of this happening, this tricked Lit into using the forbidden reincarnation magic and caused all of this nonsense from the first place. So this is Ron, or whoever he was, playing 4D chess. Again, we don't necessarily know exactly what he is, but somehow he slipped into the elves tribe, and what he did is he went into the altar where this was at, and he used the magic stone, and something left his body, went into the black mass that was forming on the magic stone, and then the demon was revealed. It doesn't necessarily show that the black stuff was going into Ron's body, so it seems like he had possessed this body, and he might have even possessed a different body before, because remember the magic knight David, who was possessed, his body was there, and he was looking like he was unconscious, and they could sense traces of something that wasn't human or elven mana. So maybe this demon can actually go from body to body, and that's how he tricked people into doing things against the elves. So Raya was actually a bit selfish because he actually knew that the first Wizard King was innocent and it was some foul play here, but he didn't tell Patri, Fauna, or Veto, because then he might not see the rest of his friends again, because if he told them, then they might not have gone through with the rest of the elven resurrection and the elven reincarnation. So it's understandable why he was selfish. I mean, he wanted to see his friends again, and still though, like, yeah, he could have done something about it, but yeah, he just wasn't honest with the rest of his friends. Which is funny because despite hating liars, he wasn't fully honest with his friends, and so therefore he was pretty much lying through omission. The demon, Ron, pretty much knew that Patri would go through with all of this planning to bring back all of the elves, so he knew that at some point the magic stones would be gathered, the Shadow Palace would open, the Apostles of Sephiroth would be gathered, and because of this he would have a chance to get an actual body, as the elf was able to take the magic stone from Yuno, and then go to the altar and use this magic stone to summon this black mass. Then something left Ron's body. It was of a black mass origin, went to this other black mass, and out came this demon. So the body actually fell down. I don't necessarily know if this body is Ron. Whatever was in Ron is now in this new thing, and this is the demon. So I'm going to do a quick summary of the plans. Somehow this demon was able to slip into the ranks of the elf tribe, and then he betrayed them by pitting against the two four-leaf clover owners of the humans and the elves, and so he tricked the royals into attacking the elves by stealing their mana with the item that steals mana, and thus all the elves were killed, which pissed off Lick, so he would do the reincarnation magic, and he knew that with the reincarnation magic, the elves would go through with all of that stuff to bring back all of the magic stones, the Shadow Palace, just so this demon could get a body. So all of this madness was caused either because this demon was malevolent and wanted the humans and elves to suffer, he wanted Lick to suffer, and he also wanted to get his body. Now, there's a lot we could talk about Lick. I'm sure more information is going to come out soon, but his swords are called the Demon Slayer Sword, the Demon Destroyer Sword, and the Demon Dweller Sword. So I wonder if Lick had something to do with killing the demons, and that is why this demon wanted Lick to suffer so much. But anyways, Ron, who is in his demon body now, is sure very, very powerful. He has reality warping word magic, which means he can alter reality with just his words. He has faster than light reaction time, at least, as he was able to react to Patri's light magic attack, was able to speak fast enough to warp its own reality. He was also able to do this to Yuno's Monozone Spirit Storm attacks, and he was also just say Vacuum Wall, and that sucked up all of Yuno's wind magic. So this leads to a very, very interesting situation leading up to the next chapter. Yuno knows that he himself is not strong enough to defeat the demon, but Asta shows up just in the nick of time at the end of the chapter, which leads that it's possibly going to be a potential different variations of a versus battle coming up. At first, it could just be Black Asta and Yuno versus Ron. Even though Mimosa is with Asta, I don't think she's going to be partaking much in the battle. She might step back and heal whenever they need to be healed, or she might use her healing magic to revive Raya as well, because Raya might not be dead, even though I think he's probably dying right now. So if Elf Yuno isn't strong enough for Ron the demon, he says that if he wasn't alone, he could take out this demon. So this means that Black Asta and Elf Yuno might potentially be enough to defeat this demon. This also could lead to the potential versus battle of Asta, Yuno, and Patri all teaming up against Ron the Demon. Now, this might be something that's going to happen with the rest of this arc. It's probably going to be the elves and the humans are going to be teaming up from now on once they figure out this information that this is all the demon's doing. Patri now knows that the humans are not necessarily guilty, and that the demon was the one that's involved. So this means that it's very likely that Patri might realize his wrongdoings and might team up with Asta and Yuno to defeat the demon, or even if he doesn't like the humans still, he could still just be like, okay, well this is our common enemy, let's defeat him together, and then after that, I have a bone to pick with you. Which I don't see Patri defeating Yuno, let alone on Asta and Yuno team up. But still, if this demon is able to take on Black Asta and Yuno and Patri all at the same time, this is going to make him top tier in the verse. If he even is able to take on Black Asta and Elf Spirit Dive Yuno by himself and is even just holding his own against them, he probably might even be a top tier character in this verse, because Elf Yuno, just based on his progress, he is going to be very beast-like, and Black Asta might even still be comparable to Elf Yuno. And then this could even lead to the potential of an Asta, Yuno, Patri, and Raya versus the demon, which would be a massive 4 versus 1 battle, and if this demon is holding his own or still winning against them, he's definitely going to be top tier. If Patri is joining this fight, and if Raya is getting healed by Mimosa, because Mimosa's healing magic is really good, then I would probably see him teaming up with Patri and Asta and Yuno, and just imagine how crazy this fight would be. 4 characters, we have 2 humans potentially, and then 2 elves potentially. We don't necessarily know the race of Asta or Yuno yet. They could be hybrids, we don't necessarily know, but still 2 good guys versus 2 former bad guys against the big bad guy, the demon. This could be an absolutely crazy fight, and I cannot wait for the next chapter. I really, really hope the next chapter leaves where we left off, where we get to see them actually fighting the demon. I really hope that it's not, you know, we go back to the other characters fighting. That would be cool to see, but I still want to see at least a little bit of the fight of Asta and Yuno teaming up before we go back to the other characters that are currently in battle. So remember, we still have potentially Mirieliona fighting Veto and Fuegoleon fighting Kaiser, and also Jack just joined Noelle to fight Fauna, so there are still other fights. We don't even know where Yami or Nozel is, Rades and the rest of his crew, and then also it seems like Gildre and Redchi might have also entered, so we don't know exactly where all these people are. But I'm very excited to see the future of what is happening. It is now revealed that the demon is the main bad guy, and essentially the humans and the elves are going to get along from here on out if the elves do stay, which I don't necessarily see exactly, maybe except for the actual reincarnated bodies, because remember, Veto, Fauna, and Licht, they are all reincarnated bodies, so they could still potentially technically stay because they are not real bodies, they are artificially created bodies, but then again their souls would still leave if the overall spell is cancelled. But, oh well, that's just talking about for a future thing that we could talk about later. But anyways, guys, that's it for my video. The demon's plan has been revealed. The demons tricked the humans into betraying the elves, and tricked the elves into getting revenge on the humans, just so this demon could one day get his body back. This is absolute insanity. I can't wait for more Black Clover. Again, there will be links in the description to read this chapter when it's out, officially translated. But anyways, hope you guys all have an amazing day. Please do leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And also turn on notifications to be notified every time I upload a Black Clover video. Hope you have an amazing day. Peace out. Plus...